Okay, here we go. Let's make sure the mic is working. Yes, the mic is working. Sometimes that glitches out on me when I first start OBS. Hey everybody, we have a game between, you know what? I need to check. Now we'll get back to the scene you guys want to see. We have a tournament game happening in just a couple minutes here. They're getting ready. So it's between nobadinohz, Mr. Durr, Prince Ali, and poserLX, I do believe. That's at least what I put in the description. I really hope I put all the right competitors in. Did. Yeah. So it's scheduled to kick off in about 2 minutes. So we've got the bidding room up. For those of you who are familiar with the bidding process, you know how this works. The competitors are going to create a bidding room. Combinations will be selected randomly, and then they will each pledge, essentially, or bid points that will come off their in-game score to win a particular combination. And there we go. nobadinohz just made the bidding room. So we just have to wait for the other players to jump in. I'm kind of monitoring Discord right now, see what's going on. For those of you tuning in, I initially said that Joey Tyke was going to stream with me, and he was, but then he had something come up and he bailed on me because he doesn't truly care. No, he cares. A friend needed him, and you know, you got to be there for your friends. So we've got sounds like in the Discord we got nobadinohz is ready, Prince Ali's ready. I see Poser typing right now, so should get in here to spectate this thing at any moment. But let's talk about the combinations they're going to have, because this is round 2 of the tournament, and each round of the tournament there are specific combinations that are going to be banned. Specifically, anything with Crimea, anything with Nordic, anything with the patriotic mat, and anything with the militant mat. So we're not going to see either of those mats or either of those factions in this game. Let's see. So Poser's here. He needs to restart Steam, and the computer's still waking up and groggy. I think he means that he's groggy, but technically he wrote that the computer was groggy. It's quite the computer where it gets it's groggy when it hasn't been woken up for a while. So waiting on Poser here, but he's checked in, and that just leaves Mr. Durr. Check in. So how are you guys doing? Excited about this game? I'm excited about this game. We got some good players in this. I think this is probably one of the best games in the tournament so far as just top to bottom, having players who have all performed well in past tournaments on a consistent basis. So, and the time worked out for me to stream. This is Saturday morning for me. So it was a good time to stream my first game of the tournament so far. We're gonna kind of hang tight here. You guys want to put stuff in chat and talk about strategy here? That would be fun. Otherwise, you know, I'll just talk about what I think is interesting, and you guys will listen or go away and leave. Okay, Poser's in the room now, so he's gonna have to wait for his game to boot up, but he's here. Just waiting on Mr. Durr, his status says he's away on Discord, but hopefully that means he's at least awake. It is 9 a.m. where he is on a Saturday, so, you know, he's making a sacrifice. No, gosh, I can't sleep that long just on my own anymore. Oh, let's see here. So with Nordic and Crimea off the board, we're talking about Rusviet, IFA, Polania, and Saxony, right? That would be the 5. Hey, North Creature, why are you live? It's 3 a.m. It's 10 a.m. for me, North Creature. And I'm live because this is an exciting tournament game between poserLX, Prince Ali, nobadinohz, and Mr. Durr. And the time worked for me, and I wanted to be a part of this one because this one's going to be really exciting. So we're probably going to see some combination of, well, we're going to see 4 of the 5 remaining possible combos. So there will be an IFA combination in the game. So someone will not have a speed mech. So the wrinkle in this particular round of the tournament is that the coins do not count at the end of the game in your score. So stall combinations that rely on a coin engine get somewhat weaker. I should say they get a lot weaker because all they can really stall with is popularity. So you kind of get the rug pulled out from under you if you're a stall combination like, say, we saw Tagawa Agricultural in a game yesterday. And the player who played them, it's Nevik, did quite well, didn't win the game, but I felt like did quite well going for tier 2 popularity early. Which is, I think, a viable strategy to stall the game. But Tagawa Agricultural is a pretty strong coin engine. And I think if he had gone toward one of the setups that involves the coin engine, it would have been really hard to for Saxony to make their bid of 19. Now, Saxony Innovative might not have bid as high. I think that's definitely arguable. But a 19 coin bid with Saxony Innovative over Tagawa Agricultural is a lot. And I think it's entirely possible that as this round progresses, we're going to see a lot of large bids because when all you're counting are essentially stars, territories, and, I guess technically resources, all those don't usually factor in by more than a couple points at the end of the game in sort of meta play, the rush combinations suddenly get way more powerful because, think about it. If a rush combination ends by turn 14 or 15 with 50 something points and only 10 of that is coins, and a stall combination could also get to, say 40 points in 14 or 15 turns, which would be quite good, but 20 of that is coins. Well, suddenly that gap that's usually there gets increased by about 10 points. So we could see significantly higher bids. North Creature says, Gur, why do we need to live on a sphere with time zones? Format sounds interesting. Wait, this is actually... Is your chat showing up on my screen? It should be. I haven't been looking at my preview screen. So I'm not really sure if it's showing up or not. It should be. Okay, yes, chat is showing on screen. Excellent. It's supposed to be, so that's great. All right, so just waiting on Mr. Durr here. Come on, Mr. Durr. Oh, well, hopefully he didn't... Oh, let's get some music going, guys. That's what I didn't do. Yeah. There's about a 5-second delay when chat is typed and when it shows on screen. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Because I stream in higher quality, there has to be, I can't do it on the ultra fast latency setting. But hey, if you have like a 4K TV, that you're watching YouTube on, it actually, I've done it before, it actually looks pretty good. So that's the trade-off. All right, so let's get some music going. Something that I won't get taken down for, of course. Find it. All right, here we go. Here it is. Check the volume. Yeah, the volume should be pretty good. Oh no, the volume's gonna be bad. I gotta fix that too. Not the chill music. I'm already sleepy, says North Creature. Sorry, North Creature. It's all I got. Try not to have it too loud, though. Did the music go away, guys? Oh, no, I didn't. Did I not route it correctly? Gee, I usually do this. You know, sometimes. There we go. There it is. It's back. Sometimes OBS resets my settings after a while. So that's what they just did there, and that was kind of annoying. But all right, let's check in on Discord. See what Mr. Durr has to say. Is the music volume okay, guys? It looks a little loud on my end. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I think that looks about right, I'd say. All right, volume's good. Excellent. It's different in my ears than your ears. It's two separate sliders, so appreciate the feedback. All right. Where are you, Mr. Durr? Are you, Mr. Durr? Old school rules, they would we just go ahead and without somebody if they were 15 minutes late. They're probably going to try to reschedule if that happens. He'll show up. I'm a dip because I got an assignment due in the morning. I catch you next stream in a more time. Yeah, man, I'll just be straight with you. It's been a rough month, so I haven't been doing a whole lot of streaming, but I'm really hoping to get back to it. Because it's something I really enjoy, and I haven't been doing enough of it. But I should have my first tournament game on in a couple days here. Went up on Patreon, I want to say 2 days ago, so let's see. I can tell you when it's coming out. Game 1 is scheduled for release October 9th at 6 p.m. my time. So that's About 32 hours from now. And then a week later, I'll probably have my game 2 up. Rough month, me and you both. I hear that, man. Scott H, any thoughts on the planned updates for Steam DE? Okay, so I have no idea what code reformatting means. I think it's kind of weird that they included that as the first step. Refactoring, I think was the term actually. I think that probably means that Scythe was made and it was kind of messy, the code. And that since it was made, it's just been patch on top of patch. So it's like this big nasty spider web. And they're probably going to strip it down and try to build everything up in a more organized way. So hopefully that doesn't break anything. And hopefully that makes a few things that are still kind of glitchy work and get fixed. And then what did they say after that? It goes, I think it's Wind Gambit, modular board Fenris, I think was the order. Someone correct me if that's wrong. Yeah. Okay, we got Mr. Durr in the bid room now. I'm really excited about the changes though. It's a long time since we've had any content, and I'm honestly just thrilled that we're gonna see new content. I would have liked to see the modular board first, then Fenris, then Wind Gambit, but I wasn't expecting that. I thought the modular board might be first, but it doesn't surprise me at all that they went with Wind Gambit. So I am looking forward though to the prospect of learning Wind Gambit, because since most of my play has been on DE, I've never actually played a game of Wind Gambit. My in real life group didn't want to include it when we played Rise of Fenris. So I'm interested in being part of developing the meta for Wind Gambit, and I think I'll have to play a little catch up, but it's really gonna revitalize the game for a lot of people. So what do we got here? We got Saxony Innovative, which is an S tier combination, Polani Engineering, which I think is I want to say a good C tier combination. Yeah, that's right. We've got Albion Agricultural, which is, move my head for you, tier combination, and Tagawa Industrial, which is a C tier combination. So Saxony Innovative here should probably go between 15 and 20, I think is what we're going to see. Yeah, I got to decide what I'm going to do with Fenris on stream, because it's technically considered a spoiler still by the people who make, by Stonemeyer. So I got to decide if I'm going to stream Fenris live or not. I'm sure I will, but maybe I'll have to put a spoiler warning in the stream description. Yeah, you know, I agree, Lori. Polani Engineering is definitely the number 2 here. Hey, Mr. Lee Infidel. Hey, it's Junior Lee Infidel. Yeah, I think I'll just say, you know, Fenris is live, spoiler warning. I mean, Fenris has existed for several years, and people are still discovering the game of Scythe. So it's definitely true that Fenris is going to be a spoiler for some people, but that's probably just the cost of including new content. So I think what we see so far is kind of expected. Like, I might have waited till Polani Engineering went a little bit higher before going 15 on Saxony Innovative. I think Prince Ali is probably pretty confident here that these players are experienced enough not to end the bid on Albion Agricultural at 0 when Polani Engineering's still kicking around at 2. So I think Ali is up there on 15 on Saxony Innovative just because he wants to watch the bidding for a little bit. But I never do that. I always go one up, which sometimes annoys people if it's like Rustviet Innovative and I'm first and I'm like, I bid 1 on Rustviet Innovative. And then someone else bids 25 and I'm like, okay, fine, I bid 26. Because I am distrustful of other players when it comes to bidding, maybe unnecessarily so. And I never really count on somebody. I place every bid like the bidding could end that turn. And it takes a little bit longer that way. And if people want to speed it up by skipping ahead, that's fine with me, but I don't want to be the one to do that. So I feel like the difference of 12 between Saxony Innovative and Polani Engineering is definitely doable, But if Polani Engineering gets really good encounters, that's going to be hard to do. Part of this is going to depend on how Albion and Tagawa play. Because if Albion and Tagawa play defensively and do not give Saxony easy combats, and Saxony does not get good objectives, and this game goes long, it's going to be rough for them. Polani Engineering, actually, I think Albion Agricultural has to be the worst combination here, right? Because that is the most dependent upon coins. And that's going to suffer the most in a game where coins don't count. I mean, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. But that's sort of my hot take here, is that you don't want Albion Agricultural unless you get it for a really good deal. I think 6 versus Polani Engineering, we're moving in the right direction there. I'd still like to see that a little higher, I think. Closer to 8 if Saxony Innovative is going to be 16. Durr got Saxony Innovative in the first tournament game, and he won in 12 turns. And if that happens again, the 16 bid, 18 point bid might not matter, because let's be real, Tagawa Industrial and Albion Engineering and Polani Engineering are going to have a hard time doing stuff in 12 turns unless Polani gets a great first encounter and a great factory card. Lee Infidel, no Nordic, does that help Albion? Give them space. Depending on what the Nordic mat is, I think definitely so. It doesn't force Albion to move their first turn. So if they've got a strat that they want to do something else with, they don't have to move. The thing with Albion Agricultural, I guess your mech strategies get stronger because the agricultural mat doesn't really give you those coins for making those mechs. So you can kind of sort of afford to trade for your mechs and not worry about it too much. So that's a benefit. Your enlist, though, which give you 3 coins as the bottom row action, suddenly aren't worth nearly as much. But, I mean, you're not going to build as Albion in all likelihood, because it takes forever for you to get on any wood to find because your only forest is adjacent to the factory. So, I mean, upgrades are going to be way too slow in this game, I would think, because going to be difficult to stall Saxony Innovative with no coins counting. So you're going to have to rely on that bid to stall it. So we're back to Poser. There's a great pop benefit with the ag, and maybe tier 2 is the way to go with the slow combo. Yeah, Lori, we were talking about that earlier, about how Nevik did that with Tagawa Agricultural in a game earlier this week, and he ended up losing by 2 coins to a 19 bid Saxony Innovative. But tier 2, yeah, it may be the way to go with Albion. Now that kind of locks you in to taking popularity off, the not spending popularity on either initial encounter. Okay, so we got the end of the bid here. Here we go. Let's go ahead and log in. And I'm going to get these bids up on the screen for you guys. It's going to take me just a minute to do. I'm going to try to leave the names up here for you guys. See how much space it takes up on the screen. In the past, I felt like it just takes up too much space on the screen to leave the names, but we'll try it and see what it looks like. My mouse dexterity is not amazing, so this takes me a minute. Please forgive me. Yeah, I think that's it. Right. Mr. Durr hasn't logged in yet, so we don't see the game. Look at this. Pumoff. Game Pumoff. Somebody hat tipping their game name to me, but using the word poo, or I suppose poop. Mr. Lee Infidel, I played chess a lot as a kid, and I was pretty good for a kid. And the most competitive game ever is I played this guy who had gotten second at some sort of state Indiana tournament. It may have been a smaller tournament, not like a statewide. It was definitely like a high school tournament. And I think we stalemated. And that was when I was in high school. But I kind of reached a plateau in chess where I didn't know anyone that I could regularly play who would challenge me. And I got decimated in online play because I kind of was a couple reasons. One, I wasn't really that good to play an online play, to be honest. But the other reason is I played below my skill level because in real life, when you're sitting across someone in chess, you can kind of tell how much they're thinking about it. And online, I would just play too quickly and not think about my moves. So I'm crazy rusty at chess, and I was never amazing to begin with, I think is probably the fairest way to say it. Let's see if we can shorten this a little bit. We're going to just call you Nobad. Shorten that a little bit. We make this a little smaller. Does that work? Okay, it says Mr. Dur's in game, so let's jump in. All right, got Prince Ali on Tog. Mr. Dur on Sax. Nobad on Polania. Poser on Albion. I'm trying to get it right where I want it. What I say about my mouse dexterity. All right, we're going to start with Tagawa here. The Tagawa Industrial is not really a high coin combination. Yeah, I mean, I like Polani Engineering to beat Tagawa Industrial with only a 3 coin difference. I like that 8 coin bid Lori like so much better than the 5 on Tog and Dus. I think if Saxony Innovative has 2 good objectives, this could already be GG. I mean, it's that good. You can pretty much count on Dur to not mess it up and just flub his chances, generally speaking. You know, unless he gains a coin on accident. I'm gonna make fun of him for that every chance I get. For those of you who weren't around, he was on Albion at the end of a game and was self-streaming. And instead of moving to end the game, he pressed the coin below it. And he didn't just press the coin, but he had confirmed action turned on. So he pressed the coin, moved his mouse over, and pressed confirm. So I think Tog and Albion have to make sure they don't give Dur easy combats for sure. If Albion goes in list, Albion is going to be hard to target for combats. Tagawa has the traps, but the traps actually get less valuable because, well, the traps get less valuable because that coin trap does nothing. Not quite nothing. If you hit it early in the game and it puts you at 0 coins or just 1 or 2 coins, it can be bad because then you can't trade, you can't buy things from encounters, but sort of, it's not a useful trap. It's one you maybe want to throw out early. So a trap here or a trap here is a good chance, I think, that it's a coin trap. So Saxony could expect to see probably the card trap or the coin trap early. So the time constraints in this is they each get 22 minutes. And after 22 minutes, they start to lose points for every minute or partial minute. So this is a pretty common start here with Polani Engineering. And this is the upgrade start for Saxony. So we'll see a trade for 2 oil here, an upgrade to move and deploy, and then another produce for a mech. So Albion going here with the trade for oil. Upgrade pretty soon. Hey, Echo Staffel, thanks for joining. Joey was gonna be here, but I was telling everyone earlier he had a friend who needed him for something, and Joey's there for his friends. So I'm sorry for you, Echo, that you will not get to harass him while he is co-commentating with me. And I'm sorry for me because I've never gotten to do a game with Joey Tyke because of the time zone differences. So I was really looking forward to doing it this time, but it didn't work out. All right, so I'm guessing this is a produce, right? Pretty standard Polani engineering start. The next turn is a 2 metal trade for a speed mech. You move everything to the village and you get your encounter and you've got some resources to work with. So, I mean, if you get 2 wood, for example, you can build a mine. If you get 2 food, you could build, you can get an enlist, even though it would normally cost you 3 food. Wait, is this the Tagawa factory rush strat? The 2-worker Tagawa industrial factory rush? Maybe somebody can tell me if that's the case. Nico says I can trash talk to him while he's away, don't worry. Then you'll just have to tell him he has to watch the stream. Because otherwise he won't know. If you trash Joey Tyke and he's not there to hear it, is it trash talk at all? It's like if a tree falls in the forest. So like we thought, there's a speed mech. It's always interesting to me whether people put the speed mech here or here because there's literally no difference if you're going to move a mech and a worker up there. And we, just as we thought, we see the speed mech out of Polania. This is interesting, moving to this oil spot instead of the village. So where did we see this upgrade go? We saw the upgrade go to enlist. Guys, I think this is the factory rush from Tagawa Industrial. Oh, and it's 3 pop if they want it. Number 3 is tempting though. You can see what Saxony has. People almost never take it. I think it's a pretty underutilized option in encounters, especially in a game like this when you're trying to get to the factory and Saxony is obviously the biggest threat to your strategy. Okay, does take the 3 popularity. That could affect this game in a pretty major way. Always take wood on Tagawa Industrial, but it was only 2 wood, right? It was only 2 wood. If it was 3 wood, I think exactly, but I take it when I'm early game talking about that third encounter options because it's basically resource. Yeah, that makes sense. For sure. And I think it's good when you're Saxony too, because you can look at somebody and say, well, what kind of a target are they going to be like? Obviously, you wouldn't look at Albion with their 0 cards, but like you look at Polani with their 3 cards, or maybe even Tagawa with their 2 cards. Probably Tagawa, because Tagawa may struggle to get more cards here. So is Tagawa moving again next turn? No, they are not. Probably going to produce, I would think. Or maybe a trade for 2 metal, right? Possibly. Does he leave the mech on this mountain? He does. He leaves the mech on the mountain and he leaves 2 workers on the mountain. That tells me he's got objectives. Because if he's going to get to 2 mechs, he's going to get to 2 mechs with 2 workers. Oh, wow. 1 worker. You guys see what just happened? He didn't bring a worker to the village and the encounter gave him 1. So all bets are off now. But I think he has good objectives. Because I think if he was willing to set himself up for a potentially slower worker star. Okay, $4 mech. But engineering cannot take the $4 mech. So we just see 2 popularity, a net 0 in popularity. 2 combat cards and 3 power. Which I don't think is what Saxony wanted to see, but it's definitely not what Polania wanted to see either. Yeah, the IFA, that was good. So I think Albion may be going for... I mean, is Albion going for the upgrade star in this game? Or just several upgrades to help them get the mech star? So they take the $2 upgrade. And that was beautiful for Albion, because Saxony looks like they're rushing Albion. And I think if Saxony so desires, they're still going to get cheap combat out of Albion. I'm not sure Albion can do anything about it at this point, because you're going to see a metal trade out of Albion now that they got that upgrade off the encounter. Probably rally. But here comes Underpass out of Saxony, right? Oh, Lori thinks he's got machine over muscle. That could be. That's rough with Tagawa rushing the factory, though. Although, Tagawa still has 0 power and 2 cards. Let's see where he puts Rally. He puts it there, which I don't know if that's the right call, because you have no combat cards anyway. And it's just, I guess if you're going to get this worker sent home, you might as well get the mech sent home so you can bring the worker back out. All right, so that makes getting to the factory more difficult for Saxony, even if they can win this combat right here. And, you know, they can, because, you know, Ronin doesn't work. Saxony's probably going to get an Albion combat and Tagawa combat next turn. Yeah, quite possibly. You're groaning right now if you're Polania, because the IFA factions are doing you absolutely no favors in slowing down Saxony Innovative. But Dur may regret going for machine over muscle here if he finds it this easy to get combats, because if he's in a position to end the game really quickly but doesn't have enough workers, can he spread and cover that bid? All right, he pays the 3 card, which is enough to secure the combat against Albion. Could have gone for like 1 or 2 power if he'd wanted to be kind of cheeky. Albion at 2 power and 1 combat card. Oh, he doesn't give enough. He doesn't give enough. So he moved the character here, which if he'd won this combat would have set it to move up to the factory the next move. But now he can't get to the factory for a while. So if he's got machine over muscle, that may explain why he's not why we would expect him not to produce another mech, quite possibly next turn, maybe to trade for something if he's capped it at 3 workers. So Tog just did themselves, maybe even more so Polania, a huge favor there. Because Polania now, who wins this race to the factory? Let's think about this. Albion with the nice block here, keeping protecting this spot from Saxony's next move. You take the 3 pop here and go to tier 2, right? As Albion, you gotta. I think if you sink yourself to tier 1, you're going to be in trouble without the coin advantage. Ali with the 5 there, throwing down. Dur's kicking himself for only throwing 4. He's out of power now. So, what's Saxony gonna do? He can't move again. I think maybe we see a produce where he stays at 3 workers, quite possibly. Either that or a trade for, you know, you could trade for food, but I think it'd make more sense to trade for 2 oil and upgrade your enlist. So what did we get? Yeah, trade for producing, upgrade producing enlist. So now we get mech number 2 out of Polania right here. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Lori. You could trade for food, but if you just upgrade, then 2 food's enough. And this is where Albion could really benefit from an extra upgrade on that enlist. So we see a move. Do we see maybe, yeah, move right here and then put the mech on the factory? Force Polania to attack with Ronin. I mean, it's not a bad move because Polania wins that combat, but the character doesn't get sent home. Tagawa picks up 2 very needed power, and if they spend one of those power, it's a second combat card. But, I mean, keep in mind, Tagawa is going to have to upgrade and spend this oil. Probably their next turn. They don't want Polania to steal it. Alright, so we get the move. Yeah, it's gotta be machine over muscle. I think you're right, Lori. Gotta be. 4 power if he wants it. Wow, that's huge. For 2 coins that aren't gonna matter. So he just went to 4 power and have those cards already dropped into his pool? I think they have. Gain 2 cards, yeah. So he's at 4 power and 5 cards. Yeah, machine over muscle. And predictably, oh, Polani brings the resources too. Signal they're not messing around. I mean, maybe they don't throw 7 here, but your game's over if you lose this. So yeah, Tagawa was obviously going to throw 1, but they already surprisingly baited threw down against Saxony earlier. So Polani is still maintaining a lot of, ooh, oh my gosh, look at that card. Polani Engineering being able to get mechs for popularity is absolutely huge because those mechs with the double metal trade or producing on metal come really slow to them. So now it's just a question of where's Polani going to get that last star? Probably enlists. So here's another mech out from Albion. Albion with, I'm guessing, shield. Yep. Gonna have 4 power and 2 combat cards if Saxony attacks, and they can only attack with 1 unit. Suddenly, no super soft targets left for Saxony. That is the factory card nobody wanted Polania to get. Right? Here's a Riverwalk. Okay, Riverwalk. That means he's going for encounters, right? Because you don't need Riverwalk for these IFA factions, and without a factory card, you're not going to get to Polania quickly. So instead of going Disarm, which you definitely could have done to have more board control over these tunnels, you went Riverwalk. I think definitely thinking that he's going to need to pick up encounters in the interim while he waits for someone to hopefully move off the factory and give him a chance at it. Let's check in on the score. We've got Saxony up by 4 on Tagawa before bids, but once you take those coins away, They're just up by 1. They're up by 1 when they need to clear 11. Poser on Albion. I mean, they're 6 after you take away the coins, which is just down by 4 to Tagawa. So I guess technically they are winning this game. But boy, they don't have a lot of places to go here. Would you guys have produced before that mech? Maybe. You're still going to move, right? You're going to take this encounter, surely. I mean, Saxony going Riverwalk slows Polania down a little bit because they can't feel comfortable taking this encounter. Surely Polania is not just moving to this lake to sit there. Not only does that not do much for Polania, but it's also not the best lake you could go to with all these units around here. Yeah, there it is. Just some sort of animation delay or... Oh, hello. How much pop does Polania have right now? 1. What? They could have taken 2 and 3. Are they going for tier 2 or did they miss it? I guess they wouldn't be able to use their factory card anymore if they did that, but 5 resources, guys? Guys and gals? I don't know. Could have taken 3 oil and like 2 food, and that's like an upgrade, a move upgrade, and an enlist and a half. Oh no. Or you know, you could have taken 3 oil and 2 metal. Just 1 trade gets you your last mech and you don't need the factory card. And then you get an upgrade on those enlists. Check it out on Albion. They now have enough food for enlist number 1. What did Tagawa just do here? Reduced, built another mech. Yeah, see. Is this a 3-star turn? Possibly a 4-star turn for Saxony in the factory? I don't think it's a 4-star turn. I don't think they go to 5 stars here. I mean, maybe they have enough points to feel kind of safe, but... Ooh. They were playing to drain Albion, it worked. Albion now is a sitting duck. And Saxony next turn is going to be able to factory card to them. But Albion was willing to throw down. Why? Because they're about to bolster and get 3 power and then probably take 2 combat cards off the enlist. So Albion going to be sitting right back at 4 power, 2 combat cards, and shield. Saxony may have needed that combat. So Avi Polania needed oh, did Polania not have 2 coins? Oh my gosh, is Saxony's game over now? Oh, you're right, Polania didn't have 2 coins, so they couldn't take 2 and 3. Oh, 1 coin short of 5 resources. That's rough. That's a tough break. Yeah, that was huge. Saxony just lost both of those combats. And if they're on machine versus muscle, they're forever away from it. Like, I mean, what? This is what, 12, turn 14 to get to the factory now. 1 to move out to a tunnel in turn 11. Can't move in 12. 13, turn 13. If they can even take it now. And next turn they can produce to get enough food for enlist number 2 and mech number 4. Oh my gosh. They did not think Polania was going to defend that like that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is looking pretty good for Polania right now. Question is Polania going to build buildings? Or are they going to try to get enlists? Because enlists are going to take them a while. They reasonably only have one more encounter left that they can take. This one is technically available to them with Riverwalk, I suppose. So we could see them take that one as well. But that'd be kind of tough. Because you can't get from this one to this one in one move with Polania's Riverwalk and factory card. Yeah, Dur might be raging right now. Oh gosh. Let's look at time here. Saxony's used the most at about 10 minutes, but that's just less than half his time, so time's not really a factor. Polania might not even need to go to 6 stars, but rather suicide. I mean, who's gonna let you suicide on this caliber of a game, though, if your suicide doesn't threaten 6 stars? There's no benefit to getting 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. So who's gonna let you? I mean, you can bully everybody who would go to 6 stars in a suicide, but I don't think Saxony's gonna turn in those objectives and go to 5 stars. And you can hit them multiple times if they're at 4, I guess, but it's taken Dur long enough to end this turn that... Are we glitched? No, Abby, he didn't rage quit. He won game 1. He's already going to advance. 2 wins, I think, guarantees you a spot in the top 8. So if he were to pull this out, he goes into the top 8, which is where you want to be. The format of this tournament is 16 out of the 20 players are going to break. So mathematically, 1 win is going to get you in the top 16, and 2 wins is going to get you in the top 8. You get in the top 8, you basically have the equivalent of double elimination to get to finals. Oh no, there it is. Polania goes to 8 workers, which I think is the good call here. Because now they're in a position they can drop a mine and start working on the build star. Comes Tog. Gonna see 5 power, 2 cards against 3 power, 2 cards. Does Polania throw down and call the bluff again? I'm not sure you do. Tog's still at 3 workers. I think Tog's gonna throw down. Because they're a long way away, even once they get Shinobi, from getting back to the factory. So with the coin trap not really mattering, what do we see on this spot right here? Combat cards? Maybe. I think combat cards would be a really good trap if they haven't already used it, but they might have. Polania not going to defend this one. Now in such a low power game, Gawa can really just play like a bully here. I mean, it's Dur, don't count him out, but boy, it looks like it'd be hard for Saxony to recover from this. For reference, Dur won in turn 12 in round 1 on Saxony Innovative. Now Polania has 3 stars. Granted, those stars are the combats and the workers, but they're only 1 factory card use away from number 4, and, you know, possibly 1 move away from an objective in number 5. Polania's game is going to be slowed because they do not have even 1 enlist or even 1 building. And Tog just turned in an objective. So 2 mechs, 3 workers. They've got their combats and objective too. So they did not get a bottom row factory card action. They can use this factory card to get wood, but that is going to be slow. Oh, did we just see what it... Okay, we just saw Saxony go to 4 mechs. Oh, Tog had machine over muscle? I missed that. Then what was Dur doing? Somebody help me understand. Maybe it was the rush out of the base to try to get early combats. I think that means... I don't know what that means. Okay, mech number 4 out of Polania. So this is where... This is where, as Polania, I would have considered dropping a mine right here. And then taking... Gosh, it's hard, because you're not going to end this game quickly as Polania, I don't think. There was one... Polania may have missed an opportunity, because Saxony, although they have disarm, Polania could have gone 2v1 on Saxony right here, stolen this food, combined it with this food, and enlisted, which would have been pretty amazing. Where we at score-wise, guys? Gawa up by 9 on Saxony, with after bids is 20, up by 20. Polania, after you take out all these coins, slightly ahead by 4 bids, but slightly behind after bids. All right, combat card trap. Saxony attacking Tog. Certainly win this. And plays it all but perfectly. I think that was a good call there. This is an interesting encounter. I mean, you take the... Oh, he's going to build the structure. That makes sense. The points don't do much for you. The one redeeming thing for Saxony here, sort of maybe... Sax, King of the Hill, technological breakthrough, balanced workforce. Okay, balanced workforce I could see if your objectives are really bad and you feel like you need one of them. King of the Hill? Maybe. But he took an upgrade super early, so it's not technological breakthrough. What's your plan, Polania? I don't see how you get to 6 stars here. I mean, it's minimum. It's going to take till turn 16. Can't really... Well, Sax just moved, right? Polania trades for food. I don't know, Polania. Like, why don't you use your factory card and go take this encounter and just hope for maybe like a second building? Or like popularity or something. Because you could drop a building off the factory card and move here and get a second building. Potentially. This is rough for Tagawa because he can't bring the workers. Because he has to have Ronin to have a shot in this fight. But he's... Does he remember, though, that he's going to have 0 power? Because Ronin happens first. Right? Echo build bonus is straight line. He gets the 2 power, but he immediately loses it because of disarm. So why not bring the workers with you? I mean, maybe he's forgotten how that works. Or maybe I'm overlooking something. That's entirely possible. But if you're going to immediately lose the power from Ronin, why not go ahead and bring workers just in case you win the combat? Because all you're going to do is throw down 1 combat card and give Sax a star. Maybe this is Tagawa's move here to try to... But see, Polania's just got to beat you by 3 and you're up 9 coins on them, which means Polania is beating you by 1 right now. So I don't think Tog can suicide Saxony. That's future Ronin? Okay. That's a good point. So if you're counterattacked... Huh. Oh, that was just to produce. That was just to produce for mech number 4 is all that was. He gave Saxony a star just so he could produce. That's why he threw 0. Probably means he has a good card left, or he just feels like he wants the power enough he wasn't going to take the chance of winning that game. Alright, Saxony getting within reach of ending, but is there any way he can have the points? Up by 1 after you subtract coins. Needs 11. Saxony could actually win this, guys, with that sort of free combat handed to them. Yes, but still cannot not produce through the order of abilities. You just moved. You didn't get any power because of disarm. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm back to saying it wasn't a good move. Yeah, I made that point earlier. See, this building should have come out sooner, in my opinion. This building should have come out. Building should have come out sooner. Now you can't get to this encounter anymore. Polania might be stalling Tagawa here. Because they're up 12 after coins are subtracted. And only need to be up by 3 to win. Saxony has to beat Polania by 8. Once you subtract out the coins, 24, they're down 11. So they need 17 and they can only get 6 out of stars. All right. There's a power and a pop. Yeah. Gawa now a potential trade for popularity away from tier 2. Okay, Saxony can end this turn if there is a way to get enough points, because all they need is 1 combat and 1 objective. Now, if they were going for balanced workforce, they could get balanced workforce, right? Because they only have 3 workers. So let's think this through. If Saxony moves and 1v1s Tagawa on the factory. Now I think Tagawa has a good combat card there, so they probably can't win a 1v1. So they bring, but they only have 1 combat card, so they can't bring 2 units and do anything with it. There's a good chance this is a power trap. Or that this is. He's gonna go for it. No. No, he's gonna try to knock down Polonia's score. Get in it. Counter. $3. Can he take it for the recruit? He can take it. And he can get his enlist star here. Enlist star. So he's up 4 + 3 is 7 on Tagawa. If he takes the enlist, he gets the enlist star and turns in 1 objective. What did I say he was up on Tagawa? Got a 4 ahead in the coin, so 38. He's up 7. 2 stars would be 13. I don't think it's enough. He loses 1 here, that's 12. Wait, 12 up on Tagawa. That's enough. He only needs to beat Tagawa by... I mean, he's got more... Well, I don't think he has more units. I think they're tied on units. He's ahead on power. He has 3 tunnels. I think he just beat Tagawa. Did he beat Polonia? He beat 8 up. 6 up once you factor in this. I think, guys, I think Dur just pulled this from the fire with that encounter. He's taking his time. He's doing the math. But if my math is right, and he has an objective, he just won the game. With 3 workers on Saxony. Let's slow down the animation so we can see the objective. But he's up 7 on Tagawa. Only needs to beat Tagawa by 11. He's got more units. So he only needs to beat Tagawa by 11. He's up 7. 2 stars gets him there. I don't think Albion's in serious contention here. Well, 21, 19. No, he'll clear Albion with 2 stars. So the question is Polonia. Up by 3, up by 1. Needs to win by 9 for Polonia. 2 stars. I don't think he has Polonia. I'm not sure he has Polonia. Because he's just up by 3, which is actually just 1 coin after these 2 coins are taken away. The 2 stars are worth 7. So that's winning by 8. And taking away the 1 point for turning in these 2 food, that's 7. He will lose to the tiebreaker by Polonia on units. But I think he's 1 short of Polonia even so, even without the tiebreaker. Let's do this again. 29 to 28. He's up by 1. 2 stars makes him up by 7. Paying this food makes him up by 6. He gets coins don't help. He loses by 2. Melania. And he can't turn in the food either. Oh, it's so close. He almost had it. Guys, you remember how much you lose for going over time? Is it 5 coins or 3 coins? Because he's only got 2 minutes left before he starts to lose coins. I mean, he could have... No, he can't have 3 mountains. Could have balanced workforce. And 3 tunnels. 5 coins. I think he's short of Polania even before tiebreaker, isn't he? Because he's 3 up. Minus these 2. He's 1 up. The 2 stars puts him 7 up. Spending the food puts him 6 up. And he needs to win by 8. Really 9, because he'd lose the tiebreaker. So I think he's 3 short. Unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah, Polania's turn now. He did the math and he didn't have it. Speed our animation back up. Melania can just bully Sax right now. Sax can't move next turn or turn in that enlist, but if they have 2 objectives, Melania doesn't have it right now. Well, yeah, they do. Take away 9 from Tagawa. Melania is definitely winning right now. They can't. They aren't close to being able to end. 1 building. Need 3 building bottom row action. What do you do if you're Tog here? Do you just trade for a pop? Albion's not far off of Polania. Do they have burrow? They could start burrowing out. Then they've got to be worried that if they knock Polania down too far, that Sax can end this game. Yep, Tog trades for the pop. Remember though, Polania just has to beat Tagawa by 3. I don't know that Sax can end this game. Trade for oil. All right. Think about this now. Sax has to beat Tagawa by... Tagawa has a 7 coin lead over them, so Tagawa's just really at 33. So Tagawa's up 2 on Saxony. Saxony needs to beat Tagawa by 11. So Saxony needs 13. What? 13-point turn. They need to pick up 7 points, essentially, out of non-stars. You see 2 territories they could pick up. Or the factory. Should Sax have bolstered for a combat card there, maybe? Have a chance to take the factory here? Because that might do it. All right, Polani is going to go to 5 stars. That puts them 13 ahead of Saxony, and Saxony has to win by 8. That's 18. This game's gotten out of reach for Saxony, I think. Having 3 workers is biting them because there's just no more spread to speak of that they can do. I mean, it's not, you can get, really wondered if Saxony should have bolstered for a card and set themselves up to maybe hit the factory. Because that would have been 3 territories. And then you turn in an objective for just the enlist. So now this is Albion's time. They bump Sax off the tunnel. They do not place a flag. Remember, Albion only at 33 right now. Saxony in trouble. We do have the upgraded move though. So the guy was not ending here. Saxony just picked up a combat card though, guys. They have 2 combat cards. They could double attack the factory now. And there's no combat card trap on the factory. It may be power. But that may be Sax's only hope. Would it do it? Good morning, Gordo. Albion just went tier 2? Yeah, I think so. So Albion's at 33. So Sax needs a minimum of 49, right? And they lose the tiebreaker to Albion, so they need 50 to beat Albion. Tagawa's at 35. So they would beat Tagawa with 50. Polania is at 43. They would not beat Polania at 50. They would have to get 52. Unless they took points away. Gawa takes another combat. 3 combats for them now. So I think Saxony has to get to 52. Need a 25-point turn. Or take some points away from Polania. I don't see it. He's running out of time to do his math. He just hit 21 minutes. So Saxony's just got 1 minute left before he starts losing. If who wins right now, Saxony ends it. Not Tagawa because he loses a factory, probably. 33. Polani would be up by 10 on Albion. So if Saxony ends it right now by hitting Tagawa and turning stuff in, just on a prayer that the math is there, Polania wins. Unless he does that, Polania, then Polania ties with Albion, I think we said, at 8 after the bid of 8, but should win on the unit tiebreaker because of these buildings. Both having 4 max and 8 workers. Alright, Saxony just crossed into the exceeding the time. Loses 5 coins for the partial minute. That's GG for Sax. Oh, Albion just wins this game, I think. Unless I've done this math very wrong. 2 stars plus the factory. That's 11. Gets him to 42. I think Albion wins this game. Sack's at 40. Sack's going to go to 43. Did they win? Was it enough? Did I do this math wrong? Saxony at 42, Albion at 33. I mean, Saxony beats Albion by 9 with a 16 coin bid. Albion beats Sax. Polani had an 8 coin bid. Albion loses, they're tied, but Albion only loses 6 from coins. Albion beats Polania. And Tagawa, Albion beats Tagawa even without the bids once you subtract the coins. Congratulations, Poser. Albion wins with 3 stars in round 16 on Albion Agricultural. I mean, we didn't like their chances coming into this, but yeah, I think he won. Let's hang out just a second, guys. Let's see if they agree. All right, consensus is that Albion won this game. I think second place went to Polania because I think Durr ends up with after the bid of, yeah, he ends up below Polania after the 5 coins in the bid. And Polania up on 11 with Tagawa, Tagawa losing 8 more out of the coins. Yeah, Polania in second place. So Polania at 39 loses 8. Albion at 39 loses 6. So Polania pulls 31 to Albion's 33. So crazy close. Congratulations, Poser. Way to pull this one out. You had some help from Saxony ending it there for what I think is third. I think is third. But hey, a win is a win. So thanks everybody for watching. Had a lot of fun with this. So hopefully we can do this again with the tournament game. And if not, I'll be on pretty soon for some casual streams. So hope you have a chance to tune in. Until next time, thanks. Bye.